Well, that was a waste of time.
Goody!
กันรับ
Just kidding. Hello, my little dots. Are you ready for a sweet adventure? Spooky season might be over, but it doesn't mean the treats are all gone. As you know, October is for Kinktober and Ositober, Gorytober, Fluffytober. But we're going to focus on Inktober. Most times for Inktober, I don't have a theme, but this year I wanted to do magical girls. There isn't usually a set rule for who is a magical girl, but I just went with ones that follow this year's Inktober, which is... I will show you my process and try to go into depth on what I'm doing. So, ready? Okay, let's start with day 1. Of course, I decided to do Cure Dream from Yes, Pretty Crypt 5. I had the idea to have her in a field sleeping, which also reminded me of the poppy flower scene in The Wizard of Oz. I mixed up 2 main references to get the position I wanted for the scene to actually look fulfilled. Ugh, looks like I forgot to record the clothing part. But this was my first time recording Inktober, so the learning curve was going to be shown throughout this journey. This honestly was my first time drawing most of these girls, so a lot of references were being used. Traditional art is probably my go-to for drawing, but digital art would fix the mistakes faster. Like, I would use them to fix that head shape and the shape of the hair, though I do love these spiral buns. Well, whatever they're called. And this is where I was figuring out which pen to use. Most times when I do Inktober, I would use a regular pen, but I wanted to try my fabric castle pens because I got them and why not use them? If I do Inktober again, I might go back to my normal pens or find some small tip pens because it felt like I couldn't get the detail I wanted, or maybe I just need more practice. Some people say, oh, it's not the tools. But I'm here to say, yes, it can be the tools. Can't say it was my favorite piece, but again, it was the first one. The hands were my biggest letdown, but that's normal for me. All in all, I would give it a 3 out of 5. Good enough. Had to pull out the ruler for this one because I wanted Hazuki from Odoromi Doremi to be in the Garden of the Mahoto from the Sharp season. I usually start from the bottom of the person to get the clothing just right. Otherwise, I smudge up the face and ruin it. I remember Hazuki having wonderful scary faces from the show, so she was the perfect magical girl for spiders. I usually don't do perspective that well, but I had a plan to make it look like a scene from the show. Me trying to figure out where and how the legs of these spiders go. Again, this made me happy after what happened in day 1. The details were on point for me and the additions pulled it together. I give this one 5 out of 5. Wow, I arted. So I was excited to do Togo Mimore from Yuki Yuno is a Hero because I wanted to draw a wheelchair. It's very rare that magical girls have disabilities, and I enjoy seeing shows figure out how to incorporate that into their abilities. I used one reference that would capture her in a holier position since she was a pretty powerful magical girl. I decided to do her in her civilian form to show how down she felt since, spoiler warning before I say it, just cover your ears and count to 20. Togo wanted to off herself because the program was damaging her body and the others. The program is pretty much the reason why they got their magical girl powers in the first place, but it also damaged them as well. I love this character, but oof, I did not nail all the details I wanted. Was disappointed in this piece, and honestly still don't like it. The faces hurt me the most, but I like the wheelchair. Definitely not good in my book. 1 out of 5, very bad. Well, it's that time of the video where I have to ask you guys to comment, like, and subscribe so I can make some more videos for you guys. So that way I know what you want me to make. I'm currently trying to figure out what to make too. So it would be good to know what you want. Okay, back to the art. Despite the disappointment of day 3, I love doing Mew Mew Pudding from Tokyo Mew Mew. I decided to go with the old design because it felt more like Mew Mew Pudding's character. I picked some poses from Nebula Inferno's reference sheet that would travel along the page. I tried to get the shapes down by using ovals and tubes, and then I fine-tune it to find the structure better. Clothing is still a bit odd to me, but most times I can understand it. Fabric is one of those fun things you get to learn as you go. These poses were good to figure out head direction and how the face will face. I love my "hello" face on this figure. And I believe I got this face in a pretty good position too. Another piece that I was proud of, since it got the essence of pudding. Especially this one. I love it so much. I kind of want to turn it into a sticker. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's great! I picked Karin from Kami-chama, Karin, since a goddess would be perfect to hold a map of the world, aka a globe. Honestly, this series wasn't that big in my mind when I found it in the 2000s, but I do remember it being a meme for bad animation. Oh, look at that, me using my hand as a reference. I think lace and ruffles are one of those fabrics that take a lifetime to master, especially if you're doing it by hand and not a pre-established brush. I love digital brushes, but even I know it can clash with your art style. I need to make my own soon. The fun of the 2000s anime is the hairstyles. So I tried my best to get it right because eyes and hairstyle really showcase that 90s 2000 feel. My favorite part was making the map since it's just fun squiggles. Though not bad looking, I'm not totally in love with it either. The faces giving more card capture Sakura are not big enough for Karin. 2 out of 5. It's a pass, but not fully there. This Magical Girl series is only nostalgic to me because of the song. I would hear the pre-tier opening in Fanime, and no, not the con. Fanime was fan anime on YouTube made by artists, basically indie animation in the 2010s by 12-year-olds and up. Anyway, this gave me some difficulty because that foot hated me. I moved on to the hands, which also tried to threaten me, but I got it eventually. In the series, Himino Awayuki has 7 forms and pre-tier of light is the closest to the gold. Personally, I like the water and fire outfits more, but I already had someone in fire. I actually want to watch this series since it's a retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which has been a recent topic nowadays. Not really a good piece. Pretty boring to me. Especially those damn feet. Ugh! Shoes are not the right way. Another 1 out of 5. Very bad and not exciting. Last one, and it's one of my favorite magical girl series, Princess Tutu. A hero, or duck, is such a powerful character since she taught me you won't always have a happy ending, but you also gotta fight for it. For this piece, I even pulled out my point shoes to sketch out all the details I wanted. I even started crying and posing like I was in my old dance studio to get the position and pose right, even if I did have a reference. This magical girl outfit was probably my favorite to draw, even if it has ruffles. I also like the series because it put in all the ballets that I either danced in or watched, because at the time I was a big dancer. Did it for 12 years plus. I would have continued, but at the time I wasn't confident I would be any good. Especially when most ballerinas who were getting the top roles weren't my shade. I don't mind it now, but sometimes I do miss it. Anyways, this piece was my favorite of the week. Nothing felt wrong about it, and I really want to do it digitally. This is a 5 out of 5. Wow, I arted. Well, look at that. We made it through Inktober week 1. Were there any pieces you loved that I hated? Which pieces would you like to see digitally? I would love to actually try to do them. I hope to bring you more art videos and other series to you soon. Until then, keep moving forward, my little dots. Your sugary journey is arising.